In 2017, the Raptors G League affiliate, Raptors 905, won the G League championship. And since then, each of the players on the roster has had very different pathways to success, or maybe not so much success. In this video, I'm going to go through the entire Raptors 905 championship roster and tell you, where are they now? Let's get into it. What is up, everybody? Jacob Boular here with Amateur Hour Sports, taking you through the entire Raptors 905 championship roster. There are varying degrees of success and talent on that team, but nonetheless, they all got the Mississauga Raptors 905 a championship in 2017. Little did we know that that was just a taste of what was to come for the franchise. But I'm going to take you through all 14 players that featured in that playoff run. What are they doing in the present day? Let's go. I'm going to go in alphabetical order by last name, starting with Bruno Caboclo. Since being drafted 20th overall by the Toronto Raptors in the 2014 NBA entry draft, it just simply hasn't worked out for Caboclo in the NBA. But he was a main contributor for the Raptors 905 en route to their G League championship in 2017. He was one of only 7 of the 14 players to play in all 7 playoff games for the G League affiliate of the Raptors, and he was consistently going up and down from the G League to the NBA over the course of that entire season. In the season after the G League championship, we traded Caboclo for Malachi Richardson. We dealt him to Sacramento for the rest of that season. We got Malachi Richardson, and it's safe to say that that trade did not really work out for either party involved. Since then, Bruno has signed for Memphis and been traded to the Houston Rockets this season, where in total this season he has managed 8 minutes per game, 2.7 points, 2 rebounds, and 0.6 blocks per game. So a little bit underwhelming, but for a Houston team that really lacks height, I think for a big like Bruno Caboclo, maybe he could get some play time in this playoff run for the Houston Rockets. Next on the list, Brady Heslop. The G League coach at the time, Jerry Stackhouse, who is a 970-game NBA veteran as well as a 2-time All-Star, has said that he would not trust anybody else but Brady Heslop with the final shot of the game for the win or for a tie when your team is down by 3, because Brady Heslop is a dead-eye 3-point shooter. Over the course of his 3-year college career at Baylor, he shot 44% from behind the arc. He's bounced around numerous NBA Summer League teams, numerous G League teams, and EuroLeague teams, but he found himself on the Raptors 905 for the 2016-2017 season. After his last season in the EuroLeague, which was 2018-2019, he decided to retire from the game of basketball at only 29 years old to pursue a career in business. He decided this was the best time to pursue this potential career in business, even though he said he had some enticing offers to return to play in Turkey for the season or go to France to play professional basketball. Following Heslop, we have John Jordan. After winning a championship with the Raptors 905, John Jordan has played in Belgium, he has played in Finland, and now he is playing in the second tier of German basketball. I was unaware that there were other tiers to German basketball, but that's where John Jordan plays. With the Tigers Tübingen in that second tier German division, he has averaged 16 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and 3.5 assists per game. Though he has only played 6 games for them so far. A little bit underwhelming. But better than the 10 points per game he averaged in the G League playoffs en route to a championship. CJ Leslie. After having a full 4-year college career at NC State, the power forward has bounced around G League teams. He has had experience playing in Europe and also had a brief stint playing in Puerto Rico. Over his entire career, he has always been a decent role player for that level, but was never good enough to play at the next level. The now 29-year-old currently plays for Al Hilal in the Saudi Premier League. Jannik Moreira. After growing up in Angola, he played in the Angolan Basketball League for 3 years from 2008 to 2011, before having a 1-year stint in France and another 1-year stint in Spain. The Raptors 905 managed to scout him from playing in Spain and brought him to Mississauga to play for the G League for 1 year. And in this year, he was a key contributor for the 905 en route to a championship. After the 1 year and championship, he had a year playing in Iran, he had a year playing in Italy, a year playing in Greece, another year playing in Italy, another year playing in Greece, and he currently plays for another Greek team, AEK Athens. Over his career, he has always been a good contributor to the successes of his teams, and that was apparent for the Raptors 905. However, he was just not quite skilled enough to make that jump. Good luck, Okunobo. Good luck Okunobo saw very limited playing time with the Raptors 905, but still managed to appear in 6 games en route to the championship in the playoffs. Honestly, I have no idea what the 25-year-old is up to these days. All I know is that he played at UNLV from 2014 to 2016 over the course of 2 seasons and averaged 2 points per game. He's never been a great contributor where he's played. Next on the list, Pascal Siakam. Even though he only played in 5 regular season games for the G League team, he played in all 7 G League playoff games, utilizing their talent. In the playoffs, he averaged 18 points and 8 rebounds per game in those 7 games, though their stats reminiscent of his MIP season for the Toronto Raptors. This MIP season occurred 2 years after the G League championship, and it was also the same year that Pascal Siakam got himself a ring and won an NBA championship with the Toronto Raptors. It is incredible the amount he achieved within 2 years of winning a G League championship. He has been the most successful player to come out of this roster with MVP potential in the future. Right now, this season so far, he is averaging almost 24 points per game and 7.5 rebounds per game. If he continues this trajectory where he improves and improves every season, there is potential to be an MVP candidate, because at the start of this season, the way he was playing, he could have been in the MVP conversation. He kind of regressed a little bit, but that is still tremendous compared to last season. Another huge jump. If we see another jump in the future, for sure, MVP caliber. The future looks very bright for this max contract man in the NBA. EJ Singler, one of the more talented players on the roster. He averaged 40% from 3 over the course of his G League career. And in fact, he was G League 3-point contest champion in 2014. He also had a second-team All-Pac-12 and a first-team All-Pac-12 while playing with the Oregon Ducks over the course of his college career. He currently plays in the NBL, the professional league in Australia and New Zealand. In 2019 was the Hawks Bayhawks. He won All-Star 5 in the NBL, which is equivalent of first-team All-NBL. Tremendous for the player. Since then, he has played for 2 different NBL teams, the Brisbane Bullets and the Canterbury Rams. Definitely one of the more successful players on this list. Eddie Tavares, another one with some success after the G League championship. A 7'3" center who had minimal NBA experience, was a decent contributor to the 905 en route to the championship. This got him a contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers before they waived him mid-season and he rejoined the 905 for the remainder. Following that season, he signed for Real Madrid in the Liga ACB in Spain, and he has remained there ever since. Basically, all he's good for, he's a presence in the paint because he's 7'3", he can get some blocks, he can get some rebounds, and he can get you maybe 6 to 8 points per game. Axel Toupane, a player with NBA experience. He's been with the 905 on and off since about 2014, where initially he played well enough to earn himself a contract with the Denver Nuggets before he got waived and rejoined the Raptors 905. His good play got him another NBA contract with the Milwaukee Bucks on a 10-day deal, but after that they waived him and he rejoined the Raptors 905. This time when he rejoined the Raptors 905, it was the 2016-2017 season, and thus he got a G League championship out of it. Tired of being waived constantly by NBA teams, he left for Europe after that G League championship. Since he left North American basketball, he has won a bronze medal at the FIBA World Cup in 2019 while playing with France, and he currently plays for Unicaja in the Liga ACB in Spain. Next on the list, Fred VanVleet. Truthfully, he didn't play a ton of G League games because he was consistently featuring in the NBA even in 2016-2017. He only played in 16 regular season games and the mere 2 playoff games en route to the G League championship. However, played 2 games, was on the playoff roster. In those 16 regular season games, he was averaging 17 points per game. A year after being a G League champion, he was a finalist for Sixth Man of the Year in the NBA, and a year after that, he was bossing the NBA Finals, hitting some deep threes, keeping Steph Curry in check, en route to becoming an NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors. Now he is a starter for the Toronto Raptors, showing signs and potential that he could be an all-star one day if he continues on this trajectory. I certainly think Fred VanVleet will be all-star caliber at some point in his career. Kristian Watford. Watford had a decent full 4-year career at Indiana University. He was on the all-freshman team for the Big Ten in 2010, and he was third team All-Big Ten in 2013. But after going undrafted, he spent a year playing in the Israeli Professional League before having an extended stint in the G League with various teams. He was in the G League from 2014 to 2019, and from 2017 to 2019, that stint was with the Raptors 905. Since then, he hasn't been seen playing basketball, at least that I can find. Webster Chan. Webster Chan was more of a passenger en route to the G League championship for the 905. He played in one game in the playoffs en route to that championship, but nonetheless, the one game puts him on the roster, and therefore, he's in this video. He currently plays in the CEBL, the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Yes, there is a Canadian Elite Basketball League, if you didn't know. Webster Chan himself plays for the Saskatchewan Rattlers in that CEBL. Antwane Wiggins, a player who sounds more like a Kmart version of Andrew Wiggins, and maybe he is. He is the last player on the list, but was a decent role player for the Raptors 905. After 1 year with the 905, he went over to Greece to play professionally, where he has played for 3 different teams in 3 years. 1 year for each team. He has always been somewhat of a role player no matter where he's played throughout his career, but the G League Championship is the highlight of his career. There you have it, all 14 members of the G League champion Raptors 905 of 2017. That is what they are doing in the present day. Comment down below if anything I missed out on. Some of the guys, I truthfully have no idea what they were up to, but if you know, please let me know in the comments. But please like the video if you like, and subscribe to Amateur Hour Sports for more content just like this. If you found it all informative, if you found it all entertaining, please make sure to subscribe as well. Hit that notification bell because we post 4 times a week on the channel. Stay up to date with all the insight, opinion, and also some informative videos on the history of sport. At the end of the day, I believe what I say. If you disagree, that's okay. We'll see you again next time.